This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Daily Herald.
Naperville Central girls tennis head coach Don Bonet will give us a couple minutes of your time. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you for inviting me.
So this is a big weekend of the year. This is being taped here on Wednesday leading up to the state series meet Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's a big weekend for you as a coach, for you and your team, sending a couple girls. Let's start with Tiffany Chen, who's the returning individual state champion for your team. #1 singles player for you all season long and the #1 seed in her bracket for state meet. Just kind of give me a sense of how things have been going for Tiffany and what she's bringing to the table in terms of trying to repeat her success from last season.
Well, it's always difficult to, what you did last year was amazing. That's difficult. And then to repeat, you have the bullseye on your back, and she's handled it very well. She's, one of her strong attributes was her mental approach to the game. You know, she was phenomenal with that. She was phenomenal with her consistency on the court. So those are her strong points. And now this year she's added a little bit more power. The key is adding the power without losing some of the consistency, and she's been doing a real good job with that.
I think for some people that are watching girls tennis here on the high school level, it's somewhat difficult to pinpoint exactly what makes a successful tennis player successful. You mentioned some of the things there: power, consistency, mental toughness. What are some of the other things on a technical level that Tiffany does so well and allows her to be so successful?
She's also great at tracking down on the court. You know, every time the opponent thinks they might have her or have the point, she returns it, and that can wear away mentally at opponents. You know, every time they think they get the point and no, they haven't. The bottom line though in tennis, whatever level, you know, from little kids group to pros, it's the one who can keep the ball in play. They're going to win.
Looking at your doubles team that you're sitting down here, kind of an interesting story with Cass Goldner, who was, for all intents and purposes, expected to miss this season. She came back, and now she's headed to state with Hannah Storm. Kind of give us a background of what happened there, how Cass was able to recover from her torn labrum injury and get to the level where she's at right now with Hannah.
First of all, Cass coming into the season, had she not had the injury, you know, you can make an argument she is the most dominant doubles player in the state. You know, that's the caliber she was. We knew since last May that she was going to be out for the year. So at least for myself, you know, it was something I didn't, it wasn't just, you know, sprung on me. So we planned without her all year. Torn labrum, you know, it takes X amount of months, you know, rehab, you know, et cetera, et cetera. She was very diligent with her rehab work. She got the okay to start hitting about 3 weeks ago. I mean, definitely limited, you know, underhand, and then she slowly progressed. And it really wasn't until about 10 days ago or so when she approached me saying, you know, I don't know what you would think of this, but, and I said, well, you know, if you get the clearance from your doctor, and just as important, you get the clearance from your parents, you know, and I would need to talk with them, you know, yes, you can definitely play in sectionals because you have more than earned it, you know, and you've brought us here all these years and you'll play. And then there was a matter of figuring out, okay, what's going to be the best matchup? Who do we put her with? Without possibly breaking up some of the other doubles. Hannah is very athletic. Hannah was actually out the first 3 weeks of the year with the knee. She had her knee scoped. We thought it possibly could be the entire year. She was able to come back earlier, but did miss the first couple weeks of matches. Started at fourth doubles, worked her way up to third doubles, to second doubles, had a great year at second doubles. As I say, she's very athletic. She plays on, she's one of the starters on the basketball team, and we thought this is a pairing that could work. And things just clicked with them. They each bring something different to the table, but, you know, Cass is just a phenomenal doubles player. So I'm so happy for her, you know, that she got this chance, because she deserves it.
How much hesitation was there for you as a coach when you were approached by Cass in terms of maybe she's rusty, is she really healthy? What kind of hesitation was there for you there?
Cass's rusty is head and tails above everyone else. My biggest, you know, trepidation was thinking, you know, I've got to get the clearance from her parents. You know, you're talking about a player who can go on to college, and I am not going to push in any way her playing. You know, her parents have to feel comfortable with the decision. I don't care what the doctor says.
And Hannah, all the season, or most of the season anyway, working with Sabrina Chow, and those two actually won a DVC regional title. What was the choice there between Sabrina and Hannah in terms of scheduling with Cass?
Hannah brings consistency to the game. She does not miss. She tracks down everything. And this can work well with Cass because Cass, we want to get up to the net. That's her strong point. She is dominant up there. Sabrina had a great year, but Sabrina definitely has more of a power game, which leads itself to making some more errors on the court at times. And we just wanted someone who could keep the ball in play and avoid the other person's net and then track everything down.
So you've been here with Central for a couple of decades, as we were talking about before the camera started rolling, and you've seen some great tennis players roll through here. And speaking specifically to Liz Lumpkin, who, turn of the century won 4 straight individual titles. Has Tiff? I know it's kind of difficult to compare, but has Tiffany sort of compare on a technical level and where she is at this point in her career to Liz and what she did?
Elizabeth Lumpkin was one of a kind. She did something that no high school player will ever be able to top. Won 4 years in a row. They might be able to equal it, but they'll never top it. That being said, Tiffany has had a great career here. Her freshman year, her first season coming in and being 4th in state, sort of snuck up on some people a little bit. Last year, she couldn't sneak up on people. She had a great tournament. And just kept some really tough matches, but just doing a fantastic job getting to the finals and then winning a close finals match. She's to be state champion. You need a little bit of luck, but you got to be really good and really consistent. So she's getting there without a doubt.
And now you mentioned that she had a kind of a bullseye on her back last year. She's still won. And this year, I guess it's kind of doubly so that players are going to look at her like, okay, that's the girl I need to beat if I want to take what she has.
Right.
How do you think Tiffany has used that for her in terms of getting ready for matches at the state level?
As I said before, Tiffany is great with her mental approach. She will take every match one at a time. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. Let's handle this match, then we'll worry about our next match. It can also be used in your favor because there is a certain amount of intimidation, when the other player comes out on the court and they're playing against Tiffany Chen. So it can, if Tiffany gets strong starts, that's tough for another player because then they start thinking, oh, this is Tiffany Chen, I can't come back. So it can work both ways.
And for you as a coach, this is the kind of point in the season where you have to really zero in on a finite amount of girls. During the season, there's so many girls in which you have to look over. But here at the state level, at least this year, you're looking at girls that you can count on one single hand. How does that help you in terms of coaching a little bit more individualized at this time of the season? Yeah,
definitely. We have one doubles team and one singles team, and there's 3 coaches. So they'll be at different sites starting tomorrow, but we send coaches to different sites. So yeah, we have them, you're watching that one entire match. During the season, we have 8 matches going and, I'm trying to get to each court and talk so you can focus. You can break down the opponents a little bit more and strategize a little bit more because you're watching, every point what's going on.
From what you've seen or what you've heard this year, are there any players out there that they're worth watching and worth kind of worrying about in terms of what Tiffany or what Cass or what Hannah are going to be able to do this year?
I always say, starting with singles, once you get to the quarterfinals and you have the top 8 there, you have a lot of good players. Anything can happen. You have a player who's having a great weekend and one who might be having a good weekend but might be off just a little bit, and it can make a world of difference. So, there's a lot of players out there that are going to be tough competition.
Well, it's going to be great to watch all 3 of your girls this weekend down, or up, I guess, in Buffalo Grove. We appreciate your time. Thank you for giving us.
Thank you very much.